Hey guys, welcome back. Another Digital Gate Studios production. I'm so excited to share this deck profile, man. We're doing green Leopardmon. And who do I have in the house with me? Green Ultimate Cup champion Basil here to tell us all the details about this deck. Let's dive into this deck profile, shall we?
It was one of the Royal Knights that we were a little bit late on, but better late than never.
So I'm playing 5 eggs. This deck definitely benefits from playing 5. If you've played green, if you've used the Mimi before, I think nobody doubts that. So I'm doing this split. This is the split that I like. There is some flexibility with this Minomon here, for sure. Kind of like what you like. Originally, I was trying out the Gummymon, right? The Gummymon was great to get some draw. And then even that Tokira Ballmon was really nice, too. But the real star of the eggs is Tanamon. Tanamon, outstanding egg. One of your effects suspends a Tamers Digimon, gets plus 2k for the turn. Basically, the thought process, what I went with is, how do I consistently get almost all of my Digimon that, 2k boost instead of the Tokira Ballmon or however you pronounce it, where it would have to play a body, right? And, I mean, you climb so much with the Tamers, you suspend Mimi to bring out a level 3 or hatch an egg, you're suspending your Tamers all the time, so that's way more consistent. The Minomon I've been really liking. It's a win attacking. If you attack one of your opponent's Digimon, this Digimon gets plus 1k for the turn. That's not a once per turn. I got a couple bodies that can swing into 2 things, kind of increase the DP each time if you really just need a little bit more. So this is the ratio that I've been going, that I've been liking. If you guys try something else in the comments, let us know. But I definitely think you should stick to 4 of the Tanamon. That's the one I would.
The green eggs are very flexible these days, but I think going for power is the way to go.
Yeah, so level 3s, I'm going to dive into 4 Solomon. I love this little guy. He's great in the deck. He's an awesome little searcher. My only complaint is that he's a mammal. He's not a beast.
Does not search itself.
Does not search itself. But what is nice is this does search other level 3s in my deck. We're used to Agumon searchers, Gabumon searchers that can't grab other level 3s, and sometimes that's what you want.
Yeah.
It also has a great inheritable if you're a beast, animal sovereign, other than sea animal, because, I guess there's no sea animals in green, or Royal Knights, you gain plus 2k. So that's really nice in this deck. I also do like the searcher, the fact that it grabs a Royal Knight and a beast. So let's move on to another beast in the deck, shall we? We're talking 4 of the EX2 Terriermons. Your turn, once per turn, when you play a green Tamer, gain 1 memory. I'm not going to lie, personally, with my playstyle, I don't necessarily feel like I use that ability a lot. Like, I'll use it a couple times in a night, locals or whatever like that. But a lot of times I feel like if I go out of my way to force myself to make that move, it's not necessarily the right move anyways. But the inheritable is really nice. When an opponent's Digimon becomes suspended, this Digimon gains plus 2k for the turn.
Yep.
Really nice.
More 2k
More
rookies.
2k power. Right, and so with that being said, this is another searcher. I really try not to use this searcher in the deck as an on-play ability. Sometimes if you have to, sure, but I really just like it's inheritable. While you have a Tamer in play, gets plus 2k.
Yep.
So if you guys have noticed a trend here, I'm building big, powerful stacks. Big, powerful Leopardmon, big, powerful level 5s to do a lot of damage, a lot of board control. I'm really liking it.
The Agumon, you basically only want to play that when you have your whole line in your hand, because if you bottom deck a 5 or a 6 with that, you're really going to be kicking yourself.
Exactly. And 2 more. Beast. So the Ag is not a beast. So we do have 6 and a 7th, which I'll show in a sec, level 3s that are searchable with Solomon. But Terriermon's great. It's just an awesome floodgate. And arguably, I was playing 3, and it's maybe a little bit better, but this is my fun spot. I like to have a fun spot every deck. And maybe I'll put this one down here just because so we can see it a little bit better on the camera, right? Terriermon Assistant. So you may look at this card and be like, why are you playing this? You're not playing Alliance. What are you going to do with that inheritable? Well, this is my fun combo of the deck. It's a tech spot. If you want to put something else in, the BT10 Angoro is really nice. Another Terriermon. There's a lot of options.
Pomumon, the effect
floodgate. Effect floodgate. A lot of times I don't want to stop myself with the floodgate, even though if it's just a one of, I can do it at the end. That's probably the smarter move. But what I like about this is I can kind of pair this with Leopardmon Leopard mode, where I can suspend this, gain an additional 4k, and really just ensure I have the DP to go over my opponent's Digimon.
Those pesky Black War Greys.
Yes, but I definitely think probably that Pomumon is probably the smart answer, but this is how I have fun. Another level 4 in the first level 4 in the deck. This is a beast. Micamon, yeah. On play, one of your Digimon gains piercing. This pairs so well. There's a reason why it was in the same set as the Leopardmon. On play, give somebody piercing, generally the Leopardmon. And then also the same inheritable as the Sala, where it gives an additional 2k to beasts and to Royal Knights. So,
and that 4 play cost is important to pair with the Leopardmon.
Exactly. You kind of want to, because, Leopardmon, for those of you who don't know, I'll read the card when we get there, but it really does matter that play cost. Sometimes you don't want to just play level 4 for 1 with Leopardmon's ability.
Mm-hmm.
This is my most recent addition to the deck. This is 2 of the EX2 Gargomons. He is also a beast. Or beastkin, excuse me, but it's still searchable.
Still counts.
So it's 5-drop, 5K. So it's it's 2 to Evo, and that's a lot of the things that I was kind of looking for. Was just some cheap evolutions, not necessarily a super expensive hard play. I really like the ability though. A lot of times with this deck, you're kind of starting over your stack. Once they've dealt with the Leopardmon, you need to be able to quickly rebuild, and there's a lot of cards in this deck that help you do that. What this does is it makes it so you can Digivolve if you have a Tamer in play, 1 less. Really, really helps with the deck.
Kind of like a budget Greymon X, if you think about it.
Yeah. And it has a great inheritable as well. It's the same as the EX2 Terriermon, so another 2K when you suspend something. Yep. It's not a 4 of...
On the turn we're going into a 6, we are suspending something for sure.
Exactly. So this was a 4 of in the first listing, and then I just found myself getting flooded with this, almost for like what felt for bad reasons, and trying to force myself to make some bad plays playing more than 3 of.
Hurts to see that go down from 4.
It does, but I tell you, man, it felt really good today when I was playing it at locals. So I like this as a 3 of, because what I found is, yes, Leopardmon will play it, and it'll only cost 1, and then you get the Taiga. But by the time I'm up to that Leopard, I need another level 4 to use, right? Yeah. Or I have Digivolved and raising, going to push out Leopardmon on the first thing on my turn. And paying the 3 to Evo has been hurting.
Yeah, it's expensive.
I really had to cut down on 1. And I honestly feel like I haven't missed it, but I mean, my particular play style, I'm not really like forcing myself to use this card just because it's kind of expensive at times, especially, if you just hard drop a 3 solid, a search, and then you hard Digivolve for 3 into Tyranno to get the Taiga out. Sometimes I just feel like there's better moves from memory, but...
It also can deplete your hand size in a way.
It can deplete your hand size, but I definitely see the argument why you would play 4. I did have it at 4 for a while. I really like the addition of the 2 Gargomon. Just that way I have 6 Digimon that I like to Digivolve with in the raising area. 3 backup if I really need to, and then I can keep some Micamons if I need to, just to be able to play with Leopardmon's ability. Yeah. That was kind of the goal, was just kind of round out some things. So because I am playing a lot of Terriermons, I'm playing 6, 7 if you include Terrier Assisted, because his name is treated as Terrier.
True.
I'm playing a 1 of Rapidmon.
Love
this thing has done a lot of work. It's great removal when you really need it. It's a nice 1 of. The armor purge is useful. It is another expensive Evo, which is part of the reason why I went down one of the Tyrannos, just to kind of keep it cheap as far as the Evo costs go, because that can hurt, man, just sitting there too long. But I'm really liking that. And my last level 4 is a hybrid for game. Yep. 1 of Arbormon. This was a 2 of in my previous list. I did take out 1 Arbor, 1 Tyranno to add in these 2 Gargomons. It's really tough because you do draw, but sometimes you almost wish you had a second hybrid, but it's a tough call. Let us know in the comments if you like the 2, if you like the 1 of. I think I'm going to stick to 1 for now.
I like the 1. I
like the 1 myself. And then one of the best level 5s in this deck for sure is Panjamon.
A lot of people were going a different route on the first versions of Leopardmon.
Yeah.
They were moving towards like the plant and vegetation bottom end. But I think the Panjamon makes a lot of sense.
Panjamon has been doing so much work for me because you play a body for free with the ability, right, of the Leopardmon, and then it has Rush. So, let's say you need to keep a blocker, right, or you just need 1 more swing for game. That Panja really helps out with that. I've been a huge fan of this particular card. I think it's great, and I also really like that it also
just another way to cheat out the Tamers.
Plays Tamers. So another reason why I kind of went down on the Tyranno, right, is because a lot of times I will evolve in the raising area with my level 4. Yeah. But I'll push out and go into Panja outside, and it doesn't even feel like I'm forcing myself to make that move. It just feels natural. Yeah. I'm a huge fan of the Panja in this deck. When you play another Digimon by an effect, it gains Rush. It's awesome. Love this card. Definitely think you guys should try this. You guys have tried the plant version. I personally have not. Let me know in the comments. Very curious to hear about it. This is kind of what I call the tech spot, I guess, a little bit, maybe, of the level 5s. I'm not necessarily like the huge fan of this card, but it does do its job. It can be very nice. Mahiramon is one of the Devas, so shout out to the Deva deck coming out of EX5. Very excited. Also EX5, Leopardmon X. Very excited to mess with that, and so stay tuned to the channel. There will be an update to this when we get that. Definitely have some ideas, and I'll kind of talk about the direction I'm thinking of going. But on play, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon with 7k or less. This is the part that makes me keep this as a 2 of and not changing to anything else. Then, until the end of your opponent's turn, one of your opponent's Digimon doesn't unsuspend. It's almost like a quartz. You know, like let's just say your opponent's got a big old body on board, 15, 16 something K, or it has retaliation and you really just want to get the leopard going, but you don't necessarily want to sacrifice your entire stack just to get rid of one, right? Just hard play.
You can stun it.
You can stun it. You can reduce the cost by 4 with Leopardmon, be able to stun a body and just make it so it doesn't unsuspend. So I am a big fan of this card. And I was interesting a couple podcasts ago, we were talking about the new promo Bastamon, right? I still think I like this more than the Bastamon.
We'll see.
That's a tough call. I can't wait to try it out and see some things. This might be, if Panjamon wasn't so natural and good for the deck, my favorite level 5 in the deck. 2 BT10 Leopardmons.
Oh, yeah.
This guy's huge.
Yes.
He's a 9k on his own. He's awesome. He's a beast. That's a beast. That's a beast. Lots of beasts here.
Leopardmon casually gets up to 15k in this list.
It's not even like I'm trying hard, right? You have 2k, 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 right? Bam. And then you have the Tigers.
All the Tamers as well.
All of a sudden, Leopardmon, right? So let's talk about what Leopardmon does. When Digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon.
No restriction.
There's no restriction. A lot of cards have protection against kill spells, but not necessarily suspend protection. They don't have any like battle protection as much. Obviously, the Melga stuff does, you know. But when Digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, so that's really nice. You get up for 3. It's not a 4-cost Evo. Your turn, once per turn, when this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle, unsuspend this Digimon. So you can swing at 2 different things. It's really nice. I love the Lemort in this deck. I absolutely recommend, if you're playing this deck, try it as a 2 of. I will say I had it as a 3 of. I didn't like hate it as a 3 of, but I think I really like this split.
Yeah.
So definitely curious.
No inheritable compared to the other level 5s.
Yeah, generally when I have my Leopardmon stack, so I'll put them out right here, I want the Panjamon as my first priority because I want the rush more than I want anything else. The Mihiramon, once per turn, when this Digimon would Digivolve, it only applies when you're Digivolving on top of this Leopardmon, so it can be situational.
Yeah.
It's definitely not bad. I've definitely used it a lot, though, and I think it's a good balance where it's at right now. So we'll just start level 6s right now, right? I'm playing 4 and 4 of each of the Leopardmons as of right now. I think you could probably make an argument to go down to 1 less Leopard mode if you want to fit in some more tech spots, but I really like it like this. This feels really good. So these are both Royal Knights. Even the Leopardmon Leopard mode does have the trait of Royal Knight, so it's searchable by Sala. It gains the DP from the Sala and the Mike. These guys get really big as well. Let's talk about Leopardmon. What does he do? When Digivolving and main, once per turn, you can go ahead and play 1 green or Royal Knight trait Digimon from your hand for the play cost. When it would be played by the effect, reduce the play cost by 4. That's why Mikemon is a 4 cost. It was like it was built and it was like it was in the same booster set or something. Where it was kind of made to go in there. So a lot of times, you know, I'll get the Mikemon out, give him piercing or whatever I need to do. I'll even do the Tyranno for 1 to kind of set up another Taiga if I really want. Solomon to set up Surge to get more pieces in hand to build my next stack. A lot of flexible spots. You can even play Mihiramon off that as well. And then all turns, whenever you play another Digimon, doesn't say by effect, you can play it at the end of your turn.
Period.
All of your Royal Knight and green Digimon gain blocker until the end of your opponent's turn. So this creates a big wide board of blockers without having to like force yourself to go in any directions, right? It just does it on its own. It's great.
It's also worth noting about the Leopardmon that it is not stopped by effect floodgates, only by play cost floodgates.
Exactly. So, because you're not, you know, playing a bodies by effect, right? Yeah, you're just reducing.
You're playing it and then reducing it by 4.
Yeah. So that's pretty killer if you like me. It's
I think effect floodgates are really popular in the BT14 format.
Yeah, and not necessarily play cost.
Yeah, they're a lot less popular than they used to be.
Sure. So let's talk about the Leopardmon Leopard mode. When Digivolving, I love this card. This card is so good in this deck.
Leopardmon is awesome.
Why I like it as a 4 of right now is, you know, I'll even use this if I have a level 5 on board and I don't have the regular Leopard mode, or Leopardmon, excuse me, and I just need to, like, stun a body for a turn. You know, I'll use it like that as well. When Digivolving, so it does Digivolve for 1 on top of a Leopardmon. You can make that free with Mihiramon. You can reduce it with other things as well. But when Digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon until the end of your opponent's turn. One of your opponent's Digimon doesn't unsuspend. Once again, awesome ability, similar to the Himahiromon, where stops them and stuns that big body if you need to, right? Or you could just suspend something and swing into it with piercing from Micmon if you set up the combo right.
Yep.
Way I recommend you play this is you kind of try to get your pieces just like you would any normal deck. Get a Leopardmon going. You activate the Leopardmon. If you know you have Leopard mode in hand, if hopefully Micmon's your best choice, play it. Give himself piercing. Digivolve for 1, and then you can swing into the body suspended. But he also has a when attacking effect. This is why he synergizes so well with this deck. By suspending one of your other Digimon, unsuspend this Digimon.
Yep.
So if you get the Leopardmon out, he's your only body on board. You only have 1 stack. You activate Leopardmon's ability. You play out a body. And let's say it doesn't have Rush because you don't have Pangemon, right? Or you have Lamort or Mahira underneath, right? You can suspend that body. You could even suspend, I don't know, Terriermon Assistant if you like to have some fun with it. Give himself 4K. But you unsuspend him so he can do 2 checks by himself. And I don't think I've had a Leopardmon Leopard mode under 16,000.
Yeah, for sure.
The entire time I've been playing. The way this is built, it's not even like I'm forcing myself to make like, oh, how much DP can I get this 1 stack? It's just with how the deck flows, he gets big. He gets big quick. And then end of turn, this is a very interesting concept. I love it a lot. Trash the top card of this Digimon and unsuspend all of your Digimon.
Yep.
So you'll trash the top card of the stack, unsuspend. So the blockers that you made with Leopardmon's ability will trigger, and now you have your entire board unsuspended, ready to block, ready to go.
Yep.
Deck is insane.
Huge.
Absolutely love it. I am playing some Tamers in the deck. I think it makes sense if I'm playing all these cards. So I'll start off with 2 Mimi. What, can we say it's the best Tamer in the game?
Best setter in green.
Best setter in green for sure. If you have 2 or less memory, set it to 3. But what's really nice is if you have a level 5 or higher green Digimon in play, you can suspend this Tamer to hatch 1 egg to an empty space, or you can move a level 3 out. All of a sudden, boom, you can put another body out. Then you can activate Leopard's ability, play another body. That one gains blocker. You can unsuspend it later if it lives. It gets huge. And then the Tanamon really synergizes well with this Mimi. When you suspend it, have plus 2K.
Also, if you play it off the Pangemon, you can just instantly activate its skill.
That's what I like to do. Is I like to kind of, like I said, I kind of found myself where I'm building 3s and 4s and raising, and then all of a sudden Pangemon, promote Pangemon, activate the Mimi, boom, 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 ready to go. That's kind of the order I've been really liking it. And this is the last Tamer in the deck. I'm playing 4 Taigas. All of your Digimon get plus 1K on your turn, so now everything gets huge, even these 3s with the eggs and stuff like that. I've gotten some crazy numbers with all of this, but what I really like about this Taiga is that the fact is when one of your green Digimon would Digivolve to a level 5 or higher, by suspending this Tamer, reduce the cost by 1.
Yep.
The big thing with this deck is you want to get to Leopardmon as quickly as possible. You want to, your opponent just had a huge turn. It's your turn to respond. You need to be able to reduce the Digivolution cost so that way you can make the move. You can either delete it by swinging into it because you suspended something, or you're just getting higher DP than them if they've already attacked, and you can respond right away with this Taiga. So it's super nice in this deck. I love this Tamer split. You could make the argument for a 3rd Mimi, but I really like the 2, and it's one of those things, 2.5 would be perfect.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. But because obviously I want the room for the other stuff. Some games you just won't get it, but it's still really good as a 2 of.
Yeah.
Love the Tiger, the 4 of. Last card in the deck, 4 agility trainings. Wow, these training cards are awesome.
Yeah, searchable Taiga.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
My only complaint is you can't use more than 1 per Digivolution.
Yeah,
but I guess that's fair. I guess that makes sense. I guess I won't complain too much. But I really like this card in the deck. It's really nice if you're trying to choke your opponent out with low memory, or you want to just give them 1. If you have 1, just play the agility training. Grab any green card. Everything's green, so everything's takeable in this deck. I don't have to worry about playing like red training in a war grade deck that has a lot of black cards, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I really like this in this card, and then the delay really helps just get this. I can take a level 3, push out if I have 3 with Mimi, pop a training, go into a 4 for free, suspend Taigas to go into the 5. I'm in the 6. I can swing. I can do all the stuff in 1 turn with this combination of cards. This is the deck, guys. Basil, what do you think?
Well,
I know you're a big green fan.
It wouldn't be a Basil deck profile if I didn't have a question for you, Jeff.
Absolutely. I love it.
Where is hidden potential discovered?
Yeah, so that's a great question. I like that card a lot. I definitely can see there's an argument for it. But I personally just found myself wanting to do these agility trainings because I wanted to search. I really like the search. I like the delay. In my opinion, I feel like I'm able to do everything I want to do because most of my Evos are not that expensive to where I would want to reduce it by 5.
I've had the similar problem with Rosemon.
Right, where it's, 3 and 4, you're like, yes, obviously HPD is one of the best cards in the game for sure, but do you need it just to reduce by 3? When you have the agility trainings at searched, I have Taiga. I don't think the Rosemon plays the Taiga, so I'm a little bit more advantageous. I got the little Gargo as well to help me reduce the cost.
Yeah.
Just to kind of make things a little bit cheaper and easier to Evo up too. So I think that's a great question. HPD, you could probably fit in there. If you find yourself, if you like playing less level 3s, this is 13. If you like less level 3s, you could probably go to 12, and you could probably fit in an HPD. This is 11 level 4s. You could probably take one out if you like that 12, 10, 8 split. And you could add in, even Vulcan Crusher. Vulcan Crusher makes a lot of sense for the deck. I just kind of found myself using the Digimon as my source of removal and board control because it's like,
you don't really need options. Your removal is all on your level 6s.
It's on the Digimon, and Leopardmon is killer removal in this deck. He does so much work.
Rapidmon even.
Pandemon too. Rapidmon as well. Pandemon gets buffed because he's plus 2,000 on everything. So he hits 11k pretty consistently. So it's like I can kill a lot of things with the Digimon in this deck. So that's a great question. Definitely want to know what you guys think in the comments. If you guys want to take out some of the Digimon itself, reduce the ratios, add a little bit more, options, removal, extra tamers. But this is how I like it because I just want to be consistent.
I love it. I'm glad we finally got Leopardmon on the channel.
Finally get Leopardmon on the channel. I apologize for the delay, guys. Now, Leopard X is coming out next set.
Yeah, we'll see an EX5.
What do you think how many would you think you need to play? It's tough because you don't want to play 12 level 6s.
Only time will tell.
Only time will tell. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys like this video, feel free to share it to all your friends that want to play Leopardmon. Let us know in the comments who your favorite Royal Knight is, and let us know why it's Leopardmon. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks.